Hi everyone, and welcome back to our lunchtime series. My name is Mary, and I'm here with you today with Julianne, my colleague. This is day 3, so it's flying by. The week is passing really quick. Today I'm going to look at another app that might come in really useful for you. Yesterday, Julianne introduced us to the ChoiceWorks app, and that's a scheduling app as well. So I'm going to stay on that theme today, and I'm going to introduce you to the first then Visual Schedule HD app. So that's what I'm going to show you today. So here it is. So when you open up the App Store and look for the first in Visual Scheduling HD app, this is what it's going to look like. So it's like a tile. It's got an outline, a brown outline, with a green center, and within that then are some images. One is a checklist, one is a calendar, one is a timer, and one is of a camera. You can also see there that there's a picture there of the different layouts within the app, but I'll show you those in more detail when I'm demoing the app in a few minutes' time. So this app is designed by a UK-based company. It's called Good Karma Applications, and they created the app. Their parents, and they created the app for their son. This app is available on iOS, so it's available for your iPhone, your iPad, or your iPod, as long as they're running software 9.5 or later, so maybe just keep that in mind. So I did check the price before I came on today, and it's still $17.99, so that's the price of the app. So some of the key features of this app. So I suppose first and foremost, it's a visual scheduling app. The nice thing about it is that it comes with preloaded schedules. So these are really nice because if you've never created a schedule before, these give you a nice sample of schedules that you can look at, and you can also adapt. You can also create your own schedules. And again, I'm going to show you how to do that in the demo today. Once you've your schedule created, you can share those schedules via your Dropbox, but you can also share them through AirPlay as well on your iPad. I suppose what I really like about it is you can print the schedules. For those of us that have been creating schedules over the years, as you can imagine, we've been making them in Word, and then going on the internet, looking for pictures and all that. So this makes it really easy to create a schedule, and then we have the option to export it as a PDF and then print it. Within the app itself, you have loads of symbols, and there's loads of options for your pictures. So the app has its own symbol library, I suppose, or image library calls it on the app. And it's called Smarty Ears are the name of the symbols, which is a cute name for symbols. And there's over 10,000 of those available to you within the app. So that's a feature that is available to you in this app, which I don't think is available in other scheduling apps. You also can use your camera, so you can take photo or video. If you have photos or some videos on your camera roll as well, you can access those, and you have the option to Google search, so search on the internet as well. Another nice feature within the app is you've got some timers in there. So you can not only time the whole activity, but you can also time each individual steps within that activity. And again, I'll show you that in the demo. You've got 5 different layouts, I suppose, different ways to view your schedule. Again, I'll demonstrate those for you when I do the demo of the app. And you can also tick off when you've a task done. So we all like to have our list, our jobs to do, and we all like to be able to tick those off. So in this scheduling app, there's a nice green tick. Once you tap on the little tick box, it puts a nice green tick on your step so that you know I've that done. And there's also some options within the layouts of being able to move your step across into a done space. And one of the features that they've added over the years since development is the addition of choice boards. So you can add in a choice board into your step, or you can also add some video in there as well. So who is this app, I suppose, or what is most suitable for? So I suppose it's really useful for building routines because it informs you of what's expected throughout the day. It's really good for clarifying steps within a routine because you've got that visual support with the written support and with the auditory, like what you're being asked to do. It's really good for clarifying. It's also really good for predicting. So I know what's happening next. It's really good for time management because you can check, you can see what activities you have throughout your day. It helps you to understand the flow of your day, and this helps you to prioritize what tasks you want and how to manage your time a bit more. It really is useful for practicing those independence skills and in self-direction in those skills. So you don't have to ask somebody for assistance if you don't know what the next step is. It's right there on your schedule. And I suppose if you know what's happening throughout your day, and if you know what's coming next, and if you have a visual support of what's expected, this in turn reduces anxiety that you might have around doing that task. So now I'm going to move into demoing the app for you. So first of all, I'm just going to open the app and you can have a look at it, see what the interface looks like. I'm going to look at one or two of the preloaded schedules that are in there. I'm going to show you the timer feature. Then I'm going to create a schedule. And once I have that schedule created, I'm going to go in and add a choice board to it and add a little video clip. And then to finish the little demo, I'm just going to quickly run through the settings. So I'm going to close off my PowerPoint now, and I'm going to pop up. So this is the app. It's open. When you open it up, this is what it looks like when you open it up. So already there, I've 3 nice schedules already prepared for me. So these are the preloaded schedules. So if I go into the Get Dressed one here, it'll open up a menu of the steps of what I have to do to get dressed. So if I tap on shirt,
put on your shirt.
It's telling me what to do. So it's telling me put on my shirt. There's a nice big green arrow underneath the picture. So that's telling me, okay, I need to go down. So the next action is
put on your underwear.
So at the side, if I go back up there to put on my shirt, at the side you'll see a small little tick box. So if I tick that, now I've that part of the task done. So I have my shirt on. So now I'm going to move on and I'm going to put on my underwear. On the left hand side here, you'll see a little items tab. So if I tap on that, it's given me the option there that I can time each of these activities. Or these steps, sorry. So I can time each individual step and I can set the time for all the steps and press done. So now for each individual step there, I've added 6 seconds of a time. So if I click the items again, it moves that tab back in. On the right hand side, if I click on the timer, it shows me that timer and it shows what I have to do. So if I tap on the play, if I tap on the play here for putting on my shirt, it'll start counting down my timer there for me. And it moves on to the next one for me. And it gives me a little reminder there. So it's giving me a little beeping sound there just to let me know that I need to finish the task, or the task should be done by now. Sorry. So now down along the bottom then, I'm just going to show you the different layouts that's available to me as well. So the first layout there is the one that I've just done. I'm going to reset all that. The next layout is my first and then. Now here, first job I have to do is put on my shirt and then I put on my underwear. So as I tap, first I put on my shirt.
Put on your shirt.
And once I've tapped it done, and then I put on my underwear, I can move on to the next step. I can also, in settings, I can show you, I can actually change these. So I can put first and next, or I can put now and next. So I can change those words to suit whatever suits the end user. So this layout then, the next layout there, number 3, is a list of all the steps within my schedule or within my task. So put on my shirt, my underwear, my pants, and so on and so on. And I can just tick them as I do them. The next one here is it's this physical tapping on the step and dragging it across into an envelope. And I suppose this duplicates, you know, that Velcro strip that we have, where we have all the little steps on little Velcro pictures, and then we pull them off once we've the step done and pop them into an envelope or pop them into a box. So it's just copying that, which is really nice as well. And finally, the 5th layout there is this drag and drop again, where I can select the step and drag it across into the green area, which lets me know that I've it done, and I've my nice big tick there again. So on my shoes, put on my shoes. So that's just giving you an idea of what it looks like and an example of one of the schedules. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move on and I'm going to create my own schedule or my own task. So the first thing we do is on the bottom right hand side, there's a little cog there. So if I click into that cog, I can see here that I'm gone into settings. So what I'm going to focus in on is edit mode. Now the very minute I switch on edit mode, you're going to see that the screen behind is going to change just a little bit. On the top right hand side, a little plus sign will appear, and on the bottom left hand side, a little edit button will appear. So what I'm going to do is switch on edit mode there, and you can see now I have my plus sign there on the top right, and I have my edit button on the bottom left. So I'm going to select done. So now I'm able to create my own schedule. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to tap on my plus sign, and it gives me 2 options. It asks me, do you want to create a new one, or do you want to create from an existing one? So I'm going to create from new. Here now I can add a title for my schedule. So I'm going to create a schedule now, or for doing a little task. So the task is I'm going to making toast. So to the left of that tab where I've put in my title is a little picture option. So I'm going to tap on that. And now I've access to some pictures here. So I can use stock images. So there's some images that I have already in there. There's the image library. I can go to Google, I can go to my camera, or I can download some of their own images as well. So I'm going to go to stock images here. And I'm going to see, is there a picture there for toast? So there's one there. So I'm going to use that one. So now I've the title of my task created, or my schedule. So now I've added the picture. So now I'm going to add the steps to it. So to add the steps, next to the picture, again, a plus button again. So I'm going to tap on that. And it gives me this little pop-up here. So in here, I'm going to give the description of the first step in making toast. So I'm going to get 2 slices of bread. So I'm going to add a photo. So again, I'm going to try my stock image there and see if I see something on bread. And I'm going to pick that one. I'm going to add some sound here. So I'm going to record the sound. So I press record, get 2 slices of bread. I'm going to play it. get 2 slices of bread. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to save that. And I'm going to save that. So that's the first step done. So now I'm going to keep moving and I'm going to put in another step. So I'm going to say, put in toaster. Put bread in toaster. I'm going to look for an image there again. There it is. So it's already kind of predicting. So I might have a stock sound for this. So I do. So I'm going to put that sound in and I'm going to save again. Again, I'm going to add another step. So I need to push down the button on the toaster. And again, I'm going to search my images for this. And there we go. Push down the button. And I'm going to add a sound. And I'm going to see have I that recorded already. And I do. So I have that there already recorded. So I'm going to save that. And finally, I'm going to butter my toast. So again, I'm going into the plus on the top. I'm typing in the description butter toast. I'm adding a photo. Again, this time I'm going into my stock images. Butter the toast is there. I'm going to add a sound. I think I'm going to record this. Butter toast. Butter toast. And I'm going to save that. So now that's all my steps that I want in there for my job or my task of making toast. So I'm going to save that. And then to make sure you come out of edit mode before you can use the schedule. So select your cog again and switch off your edit mode. Select done. And now let's have a look at our task of making toast. Get 2 slices of bread. So that's my voice, so that's okay, that sounds okay. So the next one.
For bread and toaster.
So you can hear there from the stock sound that that's a synthetic voice, and that's okay too. You can work with the person to see what voices they prefer in this.
Push down button.
Butter toast. And that's back to my voice again. So that's how to create your own schedule or your own step-by-step guide for a little task. So I've that done now. So what I'd like to do now is I'd like to add a choice board to one of those steps. So I'm going to go back into my cog on the bottom right hand side. I'm going to go into edit mode again. And I'm going to select my task or my schedule making toast. And I'm going to go into get 2 slices of bread. And down here, I have the option of a choice board here. So if I select my choice board there, I'm going to just delete that one out. So here I can create a choice here. So I want to add a choice of 2 breads. So what I'm going to call this choice board is bread. In the title box. In the picture box, I'm going to add an image. So let's see if I use the same image that I used before. So I'm going to use that image. And now I'm going to add some choices. So I'm going to try brown bread. I'm going to type that into my description. I'm going to add a photo. So this time I'm going to go to Google. So already it's prompting some images for me. So I'm going to tap on the first one there. And in order to put it in, tap on the image again to make it bigger, and then it shows you an option on the bottom here to use the image. Now I'm going to add some sound. So I think I might have, actually I'm going to add some sound. I'm going to record the sound. Brown bread.
Brown bread.
I'm going to save that. So that's one of my choices. So now I think I'm going to put in another choice of white bread. Just going to give 2 choices there. Into my Google Images, and again it's prompting, it's preparing me, it's preparing some images for me. I'm going to select the white bread, I'm going to use that image, and then I'm going to record the sound. White bread.
White bread.
I'm going to save that, save again, save down on the bottom right hand corner. Select your bread choice board, and you can see now underneath the choice board there you can see bread and a little line with a little circle with a minus in, so you can delete that choice board if you want, but I want to leave it there, and I'm going to press save and save again. I'm going to go into my cog, and I'm going to switch out of edit mode to go into user mode. I'm going to tap on Make and Toast, and I'm going to select my first step.
Get 2 slices of bread.
And now it's given me the option of brown bread or white bread. So I've selected brown bread there. So now I've got my brown bread.
Brown bread.
And I can move on to my next step. So the choice boards, to add them, it's nice and quick and nice and easy. So now I've that done. So I'm going back into my making toast, and I'm kind of looking at the steps, and I'm thinking, you know, buttering toast, that's kind of a difficult task if you're learning it first. So I'd like to add a video in here. So I'm going to go back into my edit mode again. So the bottom right hand side, select my cog, switch on edit mode, select done. I'm going to go into my making toast. I'm going to go down and select butter toast, and in here I have the option down the bottom there, my pop-up of attaching a video. So I can select a video that I've already recorded, which I have, or I can record a video. So I'm going to select a video that I already have. So I have a little 7-second video here of butter and toast, and I'm going to use that one. So again, I'm going to save that. And I'm going to save down the bottom right hand side. I'm going to go into my cog, and I'm going to switch over from edit mode, and I'm going to select done. So now when I go into my step-by-step on how to make toast, the first step there, get 2 slices of bread. I put the bread into the toaster. I push down the button, and now I'm buttering the bread. So here you can see I have a little image there of a little video recorder on this step. So if I tap on it,
butter toast,
it tells me to butter my toast, and then it gives me a little video clip of how to do that. So that's a really valuable feature that's built into the app. So finally, I'm just going to give you a quick run through now on the settings. So if I select the cog there, I'm just going to talk you through some of the settings that are really useful. So you can set a password on it. So just like Julianne was saying yesterday with ChoiceWorks, you have the option of setting a password on this app. You can also restore or back up your schedules. As I said earlier, you can share your schedules, so you can share to a Dropbox. You can print your schedules, so you can go in there, you can export them as a PDF, and then you can send to print. The edit mode there, as I said, to edit any of your schedules or to create any of your schedules, you need that toggled on. And when you want to go back then to user mode, just make sure that's toggled off. You have your show reset button. So on the top right hand corner, when you're in a schedule, there's like an undo button. It's like an undo blue arrow. So that I have that on. Some people might want that off, and that's okay too. So that's how you can show it on or off. In here is your checklist feature. So this is where you can show your labels first and then, or where you can change your labels, or maybe you don't want to show those labels at all. You can also allow undo there. Your time feature in here. So like I said, you can set a timer, and this is where you select no timer, or a timer for the entire event, or a timer for each step. And here you've got some sounds. So there's some sounds in here. So you've got the beep, which is very much like a beeping on a clock. You've got an alarm clock sound, but you've also got a round of applause. So that's really nice as a motivational tool as well. And finally there you can connect to Dropbox. So that's a really quick, I suppose, tour of the app, and a really quick showing you how to set up a schedule and how to add a choice board to it and add a video clip to it. So I'm just going to leave it there, and I'm going to pop back into my presentation here. And just to finish up, I suppose, ideas for use. So really useful for if you're introducing tasks, or if you're introducing, if you want to set up, like I did there, how to make toast, but you could also use it for how to get the bus, a nice step-by-step on how to buy your ticket for the bus, how to check the time, check the timetable for the bus. You can have that in a step-by-step. Really useful for homework. If you can have a schedule for maths, English, Irish. So it's really good for that. Really good for building routines during the day. So if somebody wants, if you want to start supporting somebody with starting off with getting into a routine, it's really beneficial for that. As you saw there, I just showed you a quick demo on choice making. So it's really nice for introduce somebody to that choice making options. And you can also use it as a motivational tool, like I said there, about building a task around, or a schedule around the activities for your homework. So at the end of doing all your homework, you might have a little free play step. And within that free play step, then once they select that, they have a couple of choices in there. You can create choices that, for a reward, I suppose, or something to motivate them. So they might have a choice in there to go swimming, or they might be allowed TV, or they might be allowed to play their favorite game. It really is helpful for supporting somebody around independent skills, because if you know what you're doing, when you're doing it, and how to do it, I suppose you don't really need to be asking someone. You have it there on your iPad or on your iPhone to rely on. It encourages participation. Again, if you're learning a new task, if you know what the steps are involved in that task, it's going to be motivating you to get, to participate in that activity. And I suppose it's also really useful for memories, because it's there as a reference. If you're not going to be worrying about forgetting a step to a task or your schedule for the day. We all use diaries, we all use lists to help us with our memories. So this is just a visual version of that. Some alternative apps that are similar. Julianne spoke about the ChoiceWorks app yesterday for us. There's also the Visual Scheduler Planner. So this app is, I suppose, a more sophisticated version of this. It really goes into more, full timetables. And you also have Android versions. So Daycape, it's a little bit similar. In that you can create schedules. It has the option of adding pictures, and it has the option of adding videos. And then My Study Life, again, a little bit more sophisticated, I suppose, a little bit further on. So thank you very much for listening to me. I'm sorry I'm gone a little bit over time, but thank you so much for your time today. And if you've any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.